Good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? I thought I would come on and do a little bit of letting go around this kind of evening time snacking, cheating, craving instead of raving, to really help. I think it's helpful to actually do it with me so that you don't cheat, so that you really mean it. I can help you like breaking habits regardless of how strong the desire is, it requires one thing, and that's a decision. I am going to change this. And, a huge understanding of obviously the gut bacteria. We know that a lot of the cravings can come from that. Um, Past, behaviors, etc. That I eat. I sit down at this time, I watch TV, and let me put this off. Um, so it's a habit. Is it boredom? You just want something to taste, something sweet or something salty, whatever it is. Um, and it's that whole, it's the comfort, isn't it? I watch TV. Also, we know that looking at a screen stimulates dopamine, which can cause you to crave carbohydrate. Now, when you're fasting, clearly you don't want to be eating anything. You don't get any brownie points for eating anything, whether it's broccoli or whether it's chocolate, it's still the same. The whole idea is to not put anything into the digestive system so that you're giving the body back all the energy, so that you've got energy and clarity for all the other cool stuff that you've got to do. So if you have a particular issue, just pop it into the box and I will cover it because we're going to do a couple of different releasing techniques to help you really understand. What can happen is your mouth can actually you can start to salivate because you think, I just want that thing, I want to eat it. And you can be thinking, maybe you're sitting in your sitting room or your lounge and you're thinking about what's in the fridge or in the kitchen. There's maybe some dodgy Christmas stuff still kicking around. I know there is in this house. There's two boxes of Pringles just straight over there. Um, so if you can, just put all that stuff out and get temptation right out the way. But if you're clearly, freedom comes when you can see the shite and not eat it. But trust me, from my own personal experience, it's better not to have it there. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I think, if your partner eats a load of food, then get them to hide their stuff somewhere else that you don't know where it is. Because if you know where it is, you still know it's in the house, you're still going to go raking. So if you maybe had your dinner, another tip obviously is to make sure you've had a really very good satisfying meal, maybe some soup and then a main course. And if you want to have a dessert, even if it's a healthy one, having it straight after your dinner. And then that stabilizes the blood sugar and you're full. And then you sit down to watch TV or to do whatever you're going to do. And that kind of couple hours before you go to bed can be the danger time. So what then? And listen to the stories that are going on in your head. What is it that you're wanting to put in your mouth? Because by this time you should be not hungry, because we know that diets don't work. If it's all about not eating and not putting anything in your mouth and trying to work through the hunger, you're going to fail. You have to know that you're not hungry, and then you're dealing with something else. Whether there's, with this habitual thing, it's just what you do. And quite a few people have said they've noticed they just put something in their mouth, especially I think if you've got young kids, you end up, they've not eaten their dinner, you've spent a lot of time preparing it, then you're going to want to eat it because you're definitely not going to want to waste it. I hid the chocolate and hubby was searching for it tonight. But it was in his window. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is the thing, I think if what you want is success. So if chocolate really is your thing and it's January and you're just like that, I'm not giving up my glass of wine, my chocolate or my bread. I can't. But you can still have it in your window, and that's what's brilliant about this challenge. We're not saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the next thing. We're just saying, when you do it in this window, and the body will just really appreciate so much the space that you give it. And really, if you really visualize that 3 hours or 2 hours, whatever you can manage, 3 hours is best to allow the digestive tract to do its magic. And then you know that when you go to bed, and my daughter was saying that she's noticed a big difference, no devices after 9 o'clock and just reading. I know that sleep is a big issue for a lot of people. And in terms of healing, you've got to have decent sleep, decent quality. And, um, we have bad habits. So it's now it's a case of like owning the bad habits and saying, right, that's going out. I'm going to put the Wi-Fi off, switch my phone off. I know it's awkward if you use that as a phone, clock, but I switch mine off. Sometimes I don't even take it upstairs because then the temptation's not even there. And if I do, I switch it off. I try to remember to always switch it off. It doesn't always happen. But we're now, I don't know if you heard the talk the other day, obviously we're all talking about parasites and worms and etc. and how the EMFs, the worms, the tummy jungle doesn't enjoy the EMFs, and that can cause more havoc for you emotionally. So what I want you to do is just sit. You'll be sitting already probably. And take your attention down into your belly and imagine all these beautiful little animals in the tummy jungle that are living there. And maybe they've been fed a lot of sugar and beer and wine and cake and a whole load of stuff that you probably wouldn't eat every single day. But over the festive season, you've been feeding the wrong army. And now you've maybe started to deny that army some of the pizza and the beer. So they may be shouting, "Get me the pizza and the beer and the chocolate." And that's where the craving's coming from. So just sit with your body and with your tummy jungle and see what's there in this moment. What can you feel? How does your tummy feel? I'm totally full. I had mince and potatoes and broccoli sprouts and cauliflower and a plate of chicken soup first. So there's absolutely no way that I'm hungry. But also, I wouldn't mind a packet of salt and vinegar crisps. That's my nemesis crisps. But I don't need it. Absolutely don't need it. But I know they're there. So I'm like, and it's also way past my window. My window's 7 o'clock. So just be aware of the thoughts. One wee thing will not do you any harm. Oh, well, it'll be okay now and I won't go to my bed till a bit later. All the stuff that we come up with, all the stories. And also, you may have been telling yourself the story that you don't have any willpower and you're not powerful and it's all right for everybody else, but not for you. Just listen. Listen to what the mind's chucking up and feel into your belly. And above and below your belly button, two energy centers: sacral energy center, which is all your familial stuff, and then your solar plexus, which is where we can feel fear and angst. And maybe there's a feeling there that you want to put away. And very often food will put that away, but only temporarily because it'll come back. So just feel, and we're changing our relationship with the cells, the vibrating massive cells, because now we're really fully understanding. It's just giving us tons of valuable information. So what information is your body giving you? What can you feel there? Do you feel full? Is your mind saying, I could do with a wee something? Or maybe what you're doing is beating yourself up for the past. Why didn't I stick to it? Or else projecting into the future. What if, but I've got a party, a birthday, something's going on. How am I going to manage it? So either way, we're in the past, we're in the future, or in this moment. What is there for you? and just allow whatever's there to be there. Any stories of, oh, it's too hard, I don't have enough willpower. Oh, I just so enjoy that time of night, maybe put the kids to bed, just sit down and just sit and have some shite. I mean, because let's face it is a really nice thing to do. So I'm asking you to give up something that you really enjoy. I'm just asking you to do it at a different time if you want to get a better result from your body than you're getting, whatever that may mean to you. So feeling the body, feeling the belly, and right now, all of our bellies will be digesting. There'll be a whole load of magic going on there as the body takes what it needs, as the parasites and the worms take what they need. And whatever's going on, the body's starting to look to repair. It strives for homeostasis, for balance. It's all it can do. I find if you take a wee sip of radish bomb juice, you can go longer. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I don't know who that is. Is it Janice? Um, at night, if I'm feeling peckish, I down a massive mug of hot tea and it feels like a big hot meal and the craving passes. Yeah. And that's the thing, it's the cravings come, they're like thoughts, right? They're going to come. And there'll be some nights they'll be stronger than others. So have your solutions to that. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can use emotional releasing. And apple cider vinegar as well for people, and making sure you drink plenty of water before you have your meal so you're very hydrated. Apple cider vinegar doesn't work for everybody, but can be really helpful before you have your meal so that you feel full. Obviously, switch up the fat and the protein. Make sure you've got plenty of that, plenty of veggies, so that you really make a meal of it, so to speak. We'll pop in a recipe, Fiona, for the radish bomb juice. So just feel what I really, really want to impart is that this body's working for you. And the mind, the problem is that it's our minds. We let the mind run the show when we really want to drop down from the monkey mind and into the body and feel what's there. And just for now, any stories around having to eat, not being strong enough, having no willpower, it's difficult, it's miserable, all the stories that go round, bring it all in, welcome it completely, and then just let it go. Let go all the limiting beliefs and stories you're telling yourself. Okay, and then just welcome all wanting control or feeling out of control, all wanting security or feeling insecure, all wanting approval or disapproval, all wanting separation or oneness, all of that, welcome it all and just let it go. Mine is always a feeling like what I had. Yeah. It's a feeling, right? We're emotional beings and we're feeling things and we're acting upon the feeling. And now what we're really fully understanding is it's just a feeling. You can choose to act in it or not. And if you want to rewire your brain for better habits and for greater levels of health and vitality and to really be the person, maybe you would love to meet a partner, maybe you'd love a new job, you want to be on your A game. And so learning how to manage your emotions is going to be a real key part of your peace and joy moving forward in 2024. So if you want to, if you've got any specific issues that's something that you struggle with, pop them in the box and I'll bring them in. That was a little touch of the Sedona method. Just really tune into what you're feeling there. Welcome all the sight, sounds, and sensations, and then just let it go. And then welcome all limiting beliefs around what you are capable of and what you're not capable of, or what you believed about yourself in the past. Welcome all of that too, and then just let it go. I know it sounds crazy simple, And it is. Don't let that fool you. And welcome any taking it personal and beating yourself up and criticising yourself for not taking action and knowing you should take and shouldn't on yourself. I should do this, I should do that. Welcome all of that too. And then just let it go. And now we're going to tap. It's attachment and comfort and company too. Absolutely. And that's why I was saying my big thing is just go and do a breath work, 20 minutes or an hour, depending on how you're feeling. I love that. If I've got any anxiety or, just if I'm feeling uncomfortable, feeling sad or any of that kind of stuff, go and lie in my bed or get into my sauna and do some breath work. A big cup of tea is great, but I hate getting up for a pee through the night, I have to confess. So I tend not to drink too much kind of at this time of night because I can't be bothered getting up because I'm bone idle. So let's just look at the stories we tell ourselves. We'll start with that and just tap with me. And you can do your own version of tapping if you want. Look at my Christmas present. Isn't this magic? Nice and cozy. So even although I know what to eat and I know when to eat, just do it with me. Feel free to add in your own words. And even although sometimes I find myself doing things that I know are not helpful, I eat foods that are not going to nourish my body, I eat too late at night, and it interferes with my digestion and restoration and sleep. And I know what to do, but sometimes I just don't do it. Let's keep breathing, keep tapping. And even although I have limiting beliefs around my willpower, around how strong I am, and around addictions and bad habits, and even although I've tried before and I've failed, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I know what to do, and even although I self-sabotage and I've got no idea why, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I like a wee treat at night, I've been programmed to believe that sugar and refined carbohydrates are a treat. And even although I have cravings that can be really strong sometimes, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Keep tapping, keep breathing. So even although I'm not yet perfect, I am in the process of letting go of bad habits. I'm learning how to fly this baby, how to release all the criticism and judgment of myself and others, and how to drop bad habits and replace them with something that's going to nourish my cells and my soul. It is safe for me to try. And the more I try, the more likely, statistically, I am to succeed. I'm setting myself achievable goals. I'm setting myself a 2 to 3 hour window before I go to bed. You choose, but be clear about it. And I allow myself to give my body that rest. And I'm filling that space with something that really nourishes the body. Some breath work, some meditation, a really fascinating podcast, something that's going to really take me to my goal, whatever that is for you. Keep tapping, keep breathing. I'm letting go of the limiting stories about myself that I am an addict, that for some reason I can't stop, that I don't have the power. All of these stories that I've been holding in place for years and maybe decades. Keep breathing, keep tapping, come on. I'm letting go of the cravings. It's just a feeling, it's not real and it's not me. And I am rewiring my brain for success. I'm tapping my way to success. Whatever it is you want to achieve, I allow it to happen effortlessly. I have phenomenal power within. When I let go of the programming and the ultra processed foods that keep me addicted and keep me stuck. I allow myself to change the language I use. What would it take for me to be free from bad food habits? What would it take for me to make great nutritional choices? How do I get even better at making great choices? Keep tapping, keep breathing, come on. I have infinite, limitless power. And when I interact with the field of possibilities and potential, I can have, be, see, do, perceive, believe anything I choose. I just need to be patient and I need to persevere to rewire this baby for greater levels of love and happiness and success, whatever that is to you. I am a powerful being and I'm waking up to that power. Deep breath. Breathe. Breathe. Ah, yeah, the Polar Bear Club is on it tonight at 10 p.m. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, we know, don't we, the benefits of cold water, but I think it doesn't do us any harm to be reminded about the science and the phenomenal power of changing your body temperature. And that can really help. Really, what we're trying to do is we're emotional beings and we slide up and down the emotional scale from apathy all the way up to peace and unconditional love vibrations. And really, with all these techniques, what we're doing is we're bringing you up that emotional scale, reminding you that you really, really are powerful. quite, quite incredibly powerful. And I don't know, we've been dumbed down, call it a conspiracy theory, the crap, the way they've destroyed the food chain, the way we're inside with all sorts of Wi-Fi and artificial lighting. We're just disconnected from nature. A lot of toxic skincare products and toxic makeup, toxic household cleaning products, and a whole load of rubbish coming in via the TV that's been keeping us in this limited sort of static state of thinking that this is who we are, this wee being that's got that thinks the same things every day, does the same things every day. It's like Groundhog Day, and nothing could be further from the truth. And people are popping out their jobs, and I know not everybody can do that straight away because you've got mortgages and stuff to pay. But people are now going, well, I'm not participating in this anymore. It is not bringing me heartfelt joy. And maybe we can't live in that state all day, every day quite yet, but we can certainly start moving towards it. And making great, let's just get back to basics with the food, the basics, the food and the sleep and the movement. It's so insultingly simple. And obviously, most of us, and I include myself, spending far too much time on screens. So just put them away and, move away from them. The good thing that happens to me now is that my eyes actually get quite kind of a wee bit fuzzy. So I'm like that, right? I need to shut that down and go for a walk. And obviously, I'm walking my grand dog, which is really helpful. So do what we can. Again, go back to this intermittent fasting. Just do that window at night and that hour in the morning. If you can, just do what you can. And if you want to, actually look at your diet while you're doing the intermittent fasting, it's a good time. I think we're all, you all come out of Christmas and New Year knowing that you want to get kind of rein it in a little bit. So everything that I'm bringing you is to give you more information and to have you so that you really understand your body. So that if at any time you're like, oh right, okay, something's not working right, you know what to do in order to, get it back into top gear. Um, stressed, habitual, inner temptation, emotions. Brilliant. I'm going to steal that. Absolutely. It is just so a huge association, which is like if you're ill, have a wee treat, sugar. If you've celebrating, have a wee treat, sugar. If you're sad, have a wee treat. So it's like our solution to everything is sugar. And the big problem, obviously, now is that people are eating a lot of it on a daily basis, whereas it used to just be a treat. And then obviously when we get into the gut biome and we start feeding the gut, the whatever it is that's eating sugar in there, we're making the army of dis-ease stronger. So we can sort of build up the other army by putting in, like, go to Janice's Nourished by Nature, because obviously she gives brilliant, cheap, literally almost free ways to do that. You can get good supplements, etc. But food is medicine. And, if you watched my live earlier, it does one of three things. It acts like medicine, it acts neutral, just for energy, or it's like poison. And really understanding the foods that work for you so that you're not confused. And then when you are slipping up, you're having these cravings, that you understand why. It's not because you're an idiot, it's not because you've got no willpower, it's none of that. It's the programming, it's what we've learned, and it's very often the microbiota transferring their cravings through you. So it's not even you that's actually craving. And so interesting, that Andrew Huberman podcast talking about how, when the food gets broken down to feed feed the farm, we're learning so much now about what goes on inside. But still, really primarily, we're emotional beings, and it's the feelings that are driving the negative behaviors. So if we can catch that, and really, a big part of it can be journaling's another really powerful, powerful way to really keep an eye on what you're doing and be honest, because I keep banging on about that. Don't lie to yourself or anyone else. There's no point. You cannot lie to yourselves. They know exactly what you're doing. So it's really helpful to write down. And I felt a bit more sluggish today. You could be detoxing. Almost certainly you will be if you're doing this, if you're following this well. Or I felt great. What did I eat? So you can start to really communicate with the body and listen and understand what is acting like medicine and what is acting like poison. And that for me, the blood group diets, if you're healing something, there's tons of great diets. Research and just find the one, because choosing what food that you're going to eat, having all that shopping in, soup in the fridge, big stew in your slow cooker, having tons of food around with lots of veggies, etc., and the proteins that you can eat, that's it. You're just going to, there's absolutely no need to fail, and just give the body a bit of time. It's incredible how quickly the body responds. I've been running immersion retreats in Malta, and every single year it blew me away watching the difference in people's bodies after 1 week. So the body will respond, but then we have to keep going, because as soon as you take your eye off the ball, it will revert back, and it's do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. That's why breaking these habits and creating new ones, replace the habit. So whether it's the cup of tea, whether it's the radish juice, whether it's some apple cider vinegar, whether it's making sure you've got much more fat in your last meal, bulletproof coffee, again, great way to really fill you up. I've got MCT oil, butter, cream, I don't really do well with dairy, but I do love cream. And I put that in my bulletproof coffee. So full of fat, switches off the any desire to eat. And then you know, right, okay, this is all emotional stuff or this is gut buddy stuff. So learn, communicate, feel what's there. Don't beat yourself up. If you do cheat or go outside your window, tap round. In fact, let's just do that before we finish. If you've been cheating and if you're beating yourself up for that, just stop and just get back on the horse and just try again. That keep on trying. We know we've got the data to show the more you try, the more likely you are to succeed. It's a fact. We know it. We've got the data. So even although I cheated or I don't always get it 100% right, and even although I beat myself up and I wish I'd never done that, why can I not stick to it? What is wrong with me? And even although I make excuses and then I justify and I tell stories and I tell all my friends and it's just I'm just going over and over and over the same thing that I've been doing for so long, for years and years and years. And I drive myself insane, beating myself up, criticizing and judging myself, blame, shame, complain. Bring it all in, let it all go. But even although I used to do that, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I'm a work in progress, I'm now open to letting go of all the shaming, all the guilt, all the complaining and self-judgment. Why am I not good enough? Why have I got no willpower? I allow my digestive system to completely balance, repair and restore. And I am letting go of all these negative stories and habits. And I allow myself to make fantastic choices for my cells. Deep breath. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Well done, guys. Keep going. Keep going. You're going to feel so, so much better. And as I say, it's such a simple way. And by the end of January, you're going to feel so much better. We're going to do a 3-day fast at the end of January. So maybe you're thinking right now, or maybe you're thinking, maybe I could try it. Maybe you join us for 1 day, maybe you join us for 2, maybe you join us for 3. Whatever. Keep going and keep tapping. Really use the EFT. I can't emphasize that enough. Every single day. Oh, type cannot eat cabbage. What about kraut? Well, I eat cabbage and I eat kraut, and and it doesn't seem to phase me at all. Cabbage is different from kraut in terms of how it lands in the body because obviously um, it's fermented and it's broken down and obviously it's partially digested then for the body. So um, put the cabbage in your hand. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do another live on that, on putting the food in your hand and see what the body says. Okay, hope that helps. Huge love, guys. Sleep well. Ciao.